Hello, my name is Winn Collier. I'm the Associate Professor for Pastoral Theology and Christian Imagination and Director of the new Eugene Peterson Center for Christian Imagination. In the lectionary that I often use for morning prayers, there was a theme today that seemed important to pay attention to for me, and maybe for more of us. There was a reading from 1 Samuel where Israel was demanding a king. And Samuel rebukes them and tells them that because they are demanding this new way of life, this new way of being ruled, because God's plan designed for them wasn't enough, that there was going to be a lot of heartache to come. Then there was a reading from Acts where the apostles laid their hands on individuals and the Holy Spirit moved in powerful ways on them. There was one guy named Simon. He was a schemer, and he had resources, and he came to the apostles, and he wanted to pay so that they would pass this power, this spiritual magic on to him. Of course, they rebuked him and said, this isn't ours to give away. We don't control this. This is God's work. This seems to be a constant human temptation. It goes all the way to the first chapters of the Bible, but it's this human penchant for wanting to manage and control our life, driven by fear, uncertainty, wanting good things even. We're often tempted to think that we can manage the resources, the energy, the skill, the smarts, the know-how, the charisma to make our life work. And sometimes it does. Sometimes, maybe lots of times, we're able to make the maneuvers, the changes that yield good results. But in the long term, inevitably, at some point, we're going to meet the end of our own resources. A pandemic hits. Strife happens in the church. We get bad news from a doctor. Questions in our own heart and soul won't go away. We have troubles in a marriage, relational problems, kids struggle, theological questions that we can't answer, a dilemma in the church that for all of our trying, we just can't quite figure it out, how to move forward. In these moments, we're often tempted to work harder, try harder, maneuver. I've done this time and time again. And it's pretty difficult when you recognize you're not going to be able to manage your way out of something. The last reading in the morning prayers this morning was from Revelation, where through John, the invitation comes to all of us. Let whoever wants, whoever is thirsty, come and receive the water of life, which is a gift. The entire invitation of God to us is to receive the water for those of us who are thirsty, to receive the very life of God, which is only gift. We can't pay for it. We can't manage it. We can't figure our way out of it. We're not going to be smart enough to handle all of the questions that come our way, all of the uncertainties, all of the hurdles. But we can live expectantly, leaning toward God. It reminds me of the final words of the novel, The Diary of a Country Priest, when the priest is dying and the last words out of his mouth are, grace is everywhere. It is. And if grace is everywhere, then we can rest. Peace to you today.